What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, hit me up on Twitter, ring the notification bell, leave some comments in the comment section, all those cool things. And for this week's episode of Rhodes to the Top, I was kind of debating if I wanted to do a review. I know last week I said I might do another review, but I wasn't too sure. But I figured, what the heck? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for another review. And I gotta say, even though it was still an it was still an hour, it was split up into two episodes. So for whatever reason, it felt like it flowed. It had a better flow to it. Even though it was still an hour, it was like, okay, you had this episode and one thing, then you started another episode. But I don't know. It just felt different. It felt like it had a better flow to it. And I do gotta say that it did feel a little bit more enjoyable than the first episode. I'm really getting into the vibe of the show. And one thing I do gotta say is it is entertaining to see the backstage goings on of professional wrestlers, to see exactly what it is that they go through, just getting ready for segments and promos and getting ready for their match. Like one of the big things for both of these episodes was Cody's match against Anthony Ogogo. Kind of the Cody's big thing was making sure that Anthony felt like making sure that Anthony felt like he was gonna be a made guy, making him feel like he was gonna be a star, making sure that he looked good. And one of those things was the weigh-in. And I remember watching this weigh-in live when it happened, and like they said on the show, like it was just a mess. The like Big Show, he had a hard time figuring out the scale, and it turned out that the scale didn't work. And another thing that Cody kept saying was one of the big things was he wanted it to, I guess, someone to knock over the scale, which to me it wouldn't have made a difference, because that wouldn't have made the match even better or worse if someone knocked over the scale or not. But you did have those technical issues going on with the scale. It was kind of funny because Big Show was having difficulties figuring the scale out, seeing why it wouldn't work, and Cody just kept whispering his weight, like 218, 218, 218, and Big Show was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna say you're around the 200 mark, and Cody kept saying 218, 218, dude, I weigh 218. So that was kind of funny to me. One of the interesting things that was said was by Brandi while this segment was going on, was she was saying that she felt like it was too many people, like too many voices backstage, or too many chefs in the kitchen, if you will. And Cody kind of felt like it was kind of his fault. And it's interesting, that was kind of interesting. That kind of stood out to me, because Brandon was like, all right, it's too much going on. But Cody felt like, okay, this all falls on me, because this was the segment I was trying to help set up. This was my segment. This was supposed to get people even more invested into the match. And he kind of felt like he let it down. And say what you will about Cody, that he feels like he's a bigger star than what he is. I will say it is kind of refreshing. It kind of makes me kind of come around to Cody more, because he does feel that weight. He does feel that pressure to, because he is still one of the EVPs, even though I guess right now it's in name only. He does still feel that pressure, to help put on the best product in AEW, to help make sure his segments look good, to help make sure that the people he's working with looks good. Also, like running the wrestling school, and he's about to be a father, so that is a lot of pressure. And there was another part where after that segment, Cody had a moment with Eric Bischoff, and that was kind of heartwarming to see that, because it was real touching just to see that conversation, and just seeing Eric Bischoff not as the slimy sleazeball character he plays on TV, but just seeing him as a human being, talking to Cody, just kind of coaching him, just getting his mind right, getting him back into the game, just letting him know, and listen, it's gonna be cool, man. You're so much like your father, and just give him that reassurance. Just let him know that, look, man, you're gonna be all right. So that was kind of a cool segment to see. Another thing was Like I said, Cody's about to be a father, which means Brandi is pregnant. So you have to be accommodating of this. And they're trying to make their way to Double or Nothing. And Cody was like, "No, it will be better if we take the Nightmare Express," which is this big tour bus that Cody and his team takes when they're traveling around, I guess. And Cody was just making sure that. Real quick before I get into that, it was funny seeing Cody and his friends, Cody and the gang, setting up the baby seat in the back, and they were just saying that this is not safe. But Cody was like, "Yeah, it's in there, it's in there," and they went, "Nah, this is not safe at all." But back to the whole Nightmare Express bus. So it was kind of like, all right, so we got to make sure that everything's set up for Brandi, make sure that she's comfortable, and one of the big things was Brandi said was, all right, just make sure that I have my own space, that I have a bed. And that was like, this is the most important part. And of course, Cody forgets the bed. So typical male fashion, speaking for males, like, look, I'm sorry, but that is something that was pretty funny. It was pretty relatable. Probably something I would do if I was in that same situation, making sure you have everything except the thing that you need, to make your wife feel comfortable. But speaking of Brandi, she's getting ready to go on maternity leave, and she's kind of like prepping her team. Like her team's pretty much prepping her, like, listen, you're about to go on maternity leave. Like, you're gonna be gone for a while, but Brandi's still in the mode of like, look, this is still my job, even though I'm having my baby, and this isn't her first baby. She's still in work mode, and like I said in the last review, her main thing is she wants to wrestle, which I don't know if people are gonna like hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it because I can't speak for everybody else, but I do know that there are people that are saying, kind of feeling the same way I'm feeling. We don't want to see Brandi wrestle. Her being the chief branding officer, that's cool. But her having that backstage role, working with the women and being the chief branding officer, that's cool. No one's asking to see Brandi wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Now, she does still want to do her job up until the time she goes into labor, which is understandable because I've known I've known women that are like that. Like, they worked all the way up until the very last, until just time where you gotta go on maternity leave. But I have known women that were like that, so that is relatable. But again, nobody really wants to see Brandi wrestle. I think the only person that really wants to see Brandi wrestle is Brandi, but whatever. Anyway, this week's episode, these week's two episodes, episodes 2 and 3. Someone was saying it's episodes 3 and 4. I guess last week was episodes 1 and 2, whatever. But these episodes, like I said, they felt like they had a better flow to it. It was pretty enjoyable. It went by pretty quick. It didn't drag on at any point. So I guess I'll just keep reviewing, keep going next week, see what happens next with the Rhodes family. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this week's episodes, these week's 2 episodes. Like, comment, subscribe, leave me some comments in the comment section. What did you think of the episode? Yeah, man, you guys take care, be easy, I'm out, peace.